Let's talk Sun Devil football. Coach Charlie Ragle now on Fox Sports 910 with Rock and Manooch with Jimmy B, courtesy of the Crest Insurance Group. Combine your home and auto for big savings today. Head to crestins.com.
All right, let's get to it. Charlie Ragle joins us thanks to Crest Insurance Group. He joins us on the right Toyota guest line. How we doing, Coach? What's going on? What's up, Coach?
Hey, Charlie.
How we doing?
Hey,
good, Coach. How are you, buddy? Appreciate it. I want to. All right, let's try to connect back, man, and we're going to call him back. We don't have a good connection. Let's get a better solid connection. We'll get Charlie Ragle here in a minute. Having little phone issues, but we'll talk to him a little bit about last week, and then I also want to get into Arizona State and Kansas State. They're going to be playing what amounts to an elimination game in the race for one of the two spots in the Big 12 championship game. So we're going to get into that 5 o'clock on Saturday night. Big game for Kansas State and the Sun Devils. These teams haven't played since the Insight Bowl many years.
Wow,
Yes.
that's a long time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I remember that. I think it was
2002.
Yeah,
maybe?
go way back. It's interesting. You look at this whole playoff scenario, and last 3 games for ASU, Kansas State, BYU, and the Big 12 is vitally important. And you can't lose if you're going to, number one, win the conference championship, play in the conference championship, and have a chance to go play in the playoff.
Coach, let's talk first about last week. You guys found a way to win. Even your head coach said that you guys played bad football, but as you know, as a special teams coach over the years, special teams did find a way to win this game. Talk about how this team has been able to kind of overcome, what was not really a good outing, but it worked and you guys won.
Well, first of all, afternoon. Before I get into that, is Manooch present?
Yes.
I am here. Yes, I'm reporting for duty, sir. Yes, sir.
I thought he would recuse himself from this interview, seeing as who we're playing this week. That's why. First of all, I think that's why we're having a little faulty wiring here, and he doesn't really want to hear me on my take this week. But
no.
You know what? No such thing as a bad win, right? There's no style points in football. It's all chalked up dubs and L's, and we found a way to win. And we found a way to make an extra play in the special teams world. Martell Hughes did an unbelievable job in blocking that punt, and obviously came up big covering the kickoff when they made an error and decided to run it out. So when you can make two plays that impact the game, man, that's a great feeling, and to walk off that field at 7-2 going into this week is a really good feeling.
So the Devils and the Wildcats haven't played since the 2002 Holiday Bowl. I said Inside Bowl earlier, but Holiday Bowl, and this is almost like a playoff game, isn't it, Coach?
Well, you know what they say, right? And it sounds cliche, but the games to remember are always played in November. And, the fact that we're playing relevant football and there is a playoff-esque atmosphere to it because it matters, it certainly bodes well for the Devils.
And, Coach, when you think of this team at 7-2 and to watch you guys come back and win that game without Scattaboo, what were some of the lessons learned or some of the motivations that came to fruition in that game against UCF that you're going to take to Kansas State?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's like I told these guys on Monday, or I think it was Tuesday morning, like, hey, we control our own destiny. And don't let anybody else ever tell you in life. This is what I told. I don't care. It's the same thing I tell my own kids. Like, at the end of the day, you don't ever let anybody tell you what you can and cannot do. we control that. You know what, man? If you want to go be a factor, let's go be a factor on Saturday at 5 o'clock. You don't let anybody tell you, we haven't played anybody, this, that, or we won that. Doesn't matter. What matters is we're playing K-State in Manhattan, the Little Apple, at 5 o'clock local time, and that's all that matters. And we control what we can control, and the lessons are, hey, man, we go out and execute and play hard. We're a tough football team to beat.
Coach, and you talk about lessons. I call them blessings in disguise without Scattaboo. Sam Levitt, really what an outstanding game he had, but your defense stepped up. It seemed as though guys knew they had to step up because Scat wasn't there, and that all came to fruition. So as far as that was concerned, knowing you can win without one of your top-notch players had to bode very well on Tuesday morning.
I think it's a very astute point. You like that, astute? I practiced that. No,
that's a big term. Big term.
It took me 5 days to figure out what it meant. I think it really is, though, is that at the end of the day, it's so true. Because great teams do what? They find ways to win. And they understand that, hey, at the end of the day, we're short in this department per se. Well, we got some really good running backs. Sip stepped in and played well. We got the Carlos Brooks. We got some guys that are plenty capable. Also, we've got some good backs behind Scat. Obviously, Scat's a special player, but that's what great teams do, is they find a way to win when they're not expected to. And I think it's just a lesson that, hey, man, these guys understand that we are truly a football team, and together we can conquer anything that we want.
Charlie Ragle is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Manuch has been telling all of his friends that are going to the game they have to go to the Hibachi Hut in Manhattan, so you're going to have to make that a priority,
the
Coach.
Belly bomb, Coach, is the best. The belly bomb
I think it's a setup.
Yeah.
Good point, Coach. Listen, I wanted to ask you this. Coaches are eternally optimistic, and you guys took a team, downtrodden as it was last year. Now you are in a position for all of the accolades which you richly deserve. When this season began, when did you guys in the coaching room look at each other and say to yourselves, you know what, we're going to be pretty good? When did that take place?
Well, I'm going to tell you this. I don't know that we ever sat around and looked at each other and said, oh, man, we're going to be pretty good. Here's what we did say, is that this team genuinely likes each other. And I think that was probably a little later as you grow and you find that out. But these guys, they have a dog in them. They want to compete. They have a hunger to be good, and they have a hunger to work. When we would go out early in Camp P, and early in those days, it seemed so long ago, you knew, like, hey, these guys, they practice, man. They back-to-back pad days, which seems like, nothing, compared to maybe 15, 20 years ago. But these guys got after it. And you knew then that, hey, these guys were going to play hard, and they were going to work hard. And when you have that, you've got something. And then I think as the quarterback position evolved and Sam evolved, it was like, oh, man, like, look out. When you got a quarterback that can play some good football and you got a good group of kids that love playing with one another and play hard, it's one of those deals where you sit back and go, man, it's just, hey, we're going to have one of those years because of those factors right there. And I think, adding one more thing, I just think Kenny's done a really, really good job of gauging the temperature of these guys, when to put his thumb on them, when to let off, when to put his thumb back on them, and with 2 byes, and we've talked about that on this show. I think that cannot go without being noticed, because I think at the end that is a big piece of our success.
Charlie, when you're there at the Little Apple, I know you usually have a routine. You like to get burritos and certain foods. Good luck out there, because I don't think they don't even have McDonald's in Manhattan, or Burger King, or Taco Bell, or Del Taco. They don't got any of that. So you may want to bring your own, because you'll get lost in that little place.
Coach, they got a Holodome. We got a Vista Burger, and we got a Godfather's Pizza, okay? So there you go.
I'm in search for the Dan Manucci statue. That is what
yeah.
is.
Good luck. It'll take you a long time, Coach, to find that or anything about Dan Manucci there at the old
Coach. Just so you know, I love the maroon and gold. I love it, but there's one day of the year I bleed purple, and I gotta say, hey, I wish you the best of luck, but I gotta be rooting for my cat. Just so you know.
I expected nothing less. Like I said, no wonder the faulty wiring at the beginning of the phone call. We've been doing this for about, 11 weeks, and everything's been clean until this point. But, as I said way back in the day, my people will call Dan's people, and you know what? We will exchange our messages.
Good stuff. Coach, good luck this weekend. Thanks for the time.
Appreciate you, boys. Thank you. Go Devils.
Charlie Ragle, assistant head coach for Arizona State. He's brought to you by the Crest Group. Crest Insurance Group, that is, as they are offering personal, business, specialty insurance solutions for clients across all markets. Check them out at crestins.com. That's crestins.com. Coming up, it's football at 50. Some changes at quarterback for a few teams in the NFL, and the future of Aaron Rodgers in New York. We'll get into that as well. It's Rock and Manuch, Jimmy B from the Twin Peaks in Glendale. It's Fox Sports 9.